Okay, so this video is going to be talking about the preparatory procedures for capsules that are going to be hand packed during our lab session. Again, if you take pictures and you want to tag us, NSU_compounding, love to show off your good work. So first we're going to prepare our work surface. Again, we're going to be cleaning our work surface. Then we're going to be taking one sheet of that ointment pad and we're going to be placing it in front of us. Now that ointment pad is where we're going to put our powders and it's going to start moving around. So we're going to tape it to the bench top by using the tape. So tape every corner. If you just tape one or two corners, it will still move around. So let's move every corner, or let's tape every corner down. Next that we're going to do is we're going to don our gloves, and then you are going to be weighing out your ingredients. I've weighed them out for me in this video. I got my lactose, caffeine, and aspirin. Now I'm going to geometrically be mixing them in a glass mortar and pestle. Notice I'm putting the lactose in first, and I'm going to triturate it slightly just to coat that bottom of that mortar and pestle. Then I'm going to add equal amounts of the caffeine and the aspirin, and I'm going to mix them. And while I'm mixing, I'm also triturating them. So I'm going to then finish my geometric dilution mixing, adding equal amounts, again, of those three ingredients. So triturating and the mixing is happening, but the trituration is typically for that aspirin, which is a very granular crystalline material. So I'd have a nice smooth powder mixture that is going to be good for encapsulation. I'm going to put that onto my ointment pad, scraping any excess that I can get off the sides. The next that we're going to do is we're going to block the powder bed. In order to block the powder bed, what's the best method maybe is to make it into almost a square. So I have almost a rectangle, now I'm making it into a square. And then I'm going to take my spatula and I'm going to put it on an angle and I'm going to put pressure. I'm not squeezing the spatula all the way down. I'm just putting it almost like a ramp on the powder. That will compact the powder to a good degree that I can use my capsule. Here's an empty capsule that I'm weighing because I'm going to do hand packing, so I need to know how much powder I'm putting in. So I put the capsule on the balance, I tiered it, and now I packed it full of powder, and I'm going to put it on there. Notice that 248 is the amount of powder inside because I tiered the balance for the capsule shell. I might have to take more in, so I'm going to uncap it, I'm going to put more powder in, and then weigh it. Again, I'm looking for my capsule to be within the plus or minus 10% of what the theoretical weight is. So once I got that to be within that, or here we are at 303, might have taken a little bit out, and I've got my little 260 there that works for us. You're going to do that for each one of those capsules. Now you have all your capsules in front of you. The next thing you need to do is you need to close the capsules or lock them into place. So first finger and thumb, I'm going to squeeze them, and you're going to feel a little bump. Once you go over the bump, the capsules are locked. So each individual capsule will get locked. That will hold the powders together. It'll also have us have the ability to spread the powder out evenly into the cap because the capsules might look like they're not filled all the way. But once they're locked, we can shake them in the vial and they will distribute the powder equally. So here I am with my finished capsules and I want to polish them. I'm polishing them because there might be some powder of the drug on the outside. So for example, caffeine is going to taste very bitter. And if that's on the outside of the capsules, it's not going to taste good. So I'm going to get a plastic bag and fill it with either sugar or salt. In my case, I'm using salt. Just a little bit amount on the bottom is all that we need. Next, inside of that bag, I'm going to dump my finished capsules. So my capsules are going to go inside of the bag. And what's going to happen is as I take that bag, I'm going to be shake and bake. So I'm not really going to bake, but I am going to shake it. So I'm trying to remove that loose powder off the capsule bodies, as well as the static electricity will kind of grab some of that powder as well. I'm going to pour that out. And now you can pour it out and you can use a sieve to sieve the capsules out, but we don't have a large amount of capsules, so I'm just going to pick them out by hand. I'm going to separate them from the salt. And once that's done, I am going to make sure there's not any excess salt on them, and I'm going to dispense them in my tight, light-resistant container. So my amber vial is what it's going to go in. And then when I put the lid on, I am going to shake it. I'm going to shake it again because that'll distribute the powder in the capsules, so all the capsules look filled. They look beautiful and nice. And we were ready for dispensing them. But before we do in our lab, we are going to do some weight assessment on them. So you're going to take at least 5 of those capsules and you're going to do some weight assessment. So I'm going to tier the balance. And now I'm going to put a capsule on the balance. And notice that it's a capsule filled with powder plus the capsule weight is what I'm measuring. So I'm measuring the capsule powder plus the capsule weight itself. And I'm making sure, recording what each one of those is. Now, in order for me to know how much powder is inside, I need to know how much a capsule weighs. So I'm going to get the average weight of an empty capsule. So notice I'm weighing all my capsules individually. You should weigh like 3 to 5 capsules would be best. Don't put 5 capsules in a weigh boat and then divide the weight that you see, because you can have an outlier. Notice that my first capsule was 58 milligrams. My second capsule is 63 milligrams. And then I got an outlier. I got one that's like 38. So something's wrong with that capsule. I would not notice that if I put them all into one weight and then divided it out. So weigh them all individually, get the average weight. When we're done, we're going to remove all the tape from the counter. Please do not leave any tape on the lab bench. You're going to package up any remaining powder that you have and dispose of as told by your lab facilitator.